Unafraid Show, Reister or Wrong, George Reister here, your man. I'm here to deliver the truth. Per usual, you already know. Don't be a sheep. Don't follow everybody else, listening to them tell you any old thing. No, we are here to speak the truth. Everybody's not going to speak you the truth. Everybody's not going to give it to you, but you get it here on Unafraid Show, where sports meets real life, and you can hear it. What's going on today? We got a few things. First of all, Blake Griffin got traded to the Detroit Pistons. And why do you care? Because this is one of the most devastating trades of all time. Like, this is one of the most heartbreaking trades of all time, and I'm going to tell you why. Super Bowl sports betting. Well, Super Bowl betting and sports betting. First of all, why is it illegal? And do you realize how much tax dollars that you're missing out on? I know everybody wants tax cuts. Everybody hates Trump. Everybody wants this. Everybody wants that. Whatever your flavor of the month is, you should be in favor of this sports betting being legalized. 100%. And NBA stars keep changing teams. 19 NBA stars, guys who would be classified either at one point in time in their career as stars or are household names, changed teams since the 2017 finals, except for one guy. One guy. Why the hell have 19 guys changed teams and Austin Rivers still a member of the Clippers? Can you please explain to me that? So that's what we're going to get into today. So we're going to start out with Blake Griffin. I am normally a person who's not bothered by trades. Like, it's part of the business. Yes, it sucks. You have to uproot your family, uproot your life, all of these things. Yes, he's got $180 million left on his contract or whatever, but that doesn't still make it suck. And that's why I actually felt really, really bad for Blake Griffin. You guys, make sure you guys like the feed, send in your comments, and share the feed. Always. Appreciate your love. There are three main reasons why this trade is awful for Blake Griffin. Three main reasons. And it's awful for the Clippers. First of all, Blake Griffin got traded from Los Angeles. He was drafted by the Clippers, got traded to Detroit. I mean, I'm not here to poo-poo on Detroit, but going to Detroit in January sucks. It's cold. The city is part run down, even though they're trying to rebuild it. The best thing they got going is Rip Hamilton and Rasheed Wallace, ghosts of the past, and Eminem. I mean, that's literally what Detroit has. So imagine you being Blake Griffin, being here in LA, and you getting shipped out, not called, not told, not asked, shipped to Detroit. If that's not a heartbreaking trade, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. You're living in California. In a weekend, you can go to the beach, be at the snow, go see a Lakers game, Rams game, Kings, and go see Hamilton. All in one weekend, and now you're in Detroit. I mean, is there anything less could he have been traded to a less glamorous city? Could he have been traded for a less glamorous city? Absolutely not. And if you're Blake Griffin, he likes filming movies, likes being in TV shows, like being all this, and he's not LeBron James or Steph Curry in terms of generating enough buzz around himself. Yeah, he's going to hate Detroit. The second thing about this trade that was absolutely awful is not only just for Blake Griffin, but for the Clippers organization. The Clippers have no history. Who is the Clippers' greatest player? Who? Danny Manning? Who can they put a statue out of in front of Staples Center? Only chance they had was Blake Griffin, and they just traded the dude away. They just traded Blake Griffin away. The most loyal part of the Clippers. CP3 just walked out the door intentionally. You booed him when he came back. Okay, but at least you still had Blake. DeAndre Jordan, he tried to leave. The Clippers players had to hold him hostage in his house in Dallas. They had to hold him hostage to not let him sign with the Mavericks. I mean, in his house in Houston, to not let him sign with the Mavericks. So he's not the most loyal thing the Clippers have. And then you trade away Blake Griffin? What? What kind of sense does that make? I mean, they literally broke their fan base's heart. I always say that you cannot be married to players if you are fans. Like, it's got to be, the organization's got to do what's best for itself. But in this case, the organization failed because I don't think they really accounted for the fact of how big a deal that Blake Griffin is to their history, how Blake Griffin is to their future. I mean, you cannot get rid of the only thing that you have great in the world. It'd be different if you got something great back, but you didn't. You got Tobias Harris, a bunch of nobodies, and a couple draft picks. What? Excuse me? Absolutely not, man. This is an absolute abject failure for the Clippers, 100%. And the third reason why it's an abject failure is because what did you get back? What did you get back? You got Tobias Harris and some guys. Like, you basically traded him for like a stick of gum, 2 signed jerseys, and you know, some cash considerations. That's literally what you got. How on earth does that make sense? If I'm a Clippers fan, I'm not buying it at all. And when you saw Marcellus's Wiley's reaction to this, oh my God, I almost fainted. Like, he was literally devastated and heartbroken, as every Clippers fan should have been. Somebody said, I don't know why people are hyping this Blake Griffin trade. That's nothing at all. It's a horrible trade for the Clippers. It's a horrible trade for the Pistons. And Blake Griffin having to go to Detroit in January sucks. It'd be different if he got a chance to go there over the summer, get a chance to see the city, maybe find something to like about it. I've been to Detroit. They got the MGM casino. They're trying to revitalize downtown a little bit. But Detroit's not that tight. Like, it's just not. I don't want to hate on it, but it's just not. Matt Barnes had the nerve to say that Doc is the reason why the Clippers suck this year. Doc is the reason why the Clippers suck. Doc Rivers is a good coach. He's not a great coach. He got lucky in Boston. He ran into Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce and Rondo all at the same time and got him to cooperate. Ever since then, he's been able to get nothing out of his bench. He hasn't shown any special abilities. He's a good coach, though, but special? No. Nope, not at all. But the question is, no, and the Knicks would not be a top 5 team if Doc Rivers coached them. That's absolutely outrageous. But the biggest question is, though, that I have is why on earth is Austin Rivers still part of the Clippers? Why on earth is Austin Rivers still a part of the Clippers? You can't make that make sense to me. You cannot make that make sense to me. Austin Rivers is still a Clipper. He is. And obviously the obvious reasons are, because his dad is the coach. Because it makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. Because when you look at what's happened since the 2017 finals, there have been 19. I repeat, there have been 19. There have been 19 stars that have changed teams since since the 2017 finals. 19. Please explain to me how Austin Rivers did not end up a part of any of these trades. How did he not? It makes no sense at all. So I'm gonna give you these 19 teams. I'm gonna give you these 19 players. You have, most notably, you have Kyrie Irving, leaves the Cavaliers, goes to the Celtics. Blake Griffin leaves the Clippers, goes to Detroit. Carmelo Anthony leaves the Knicks, goes to OKC. You got, in addition to that, you got Jimmy Butler, Paul Millsap, Jameer Nelson, Victor Oladipo, Chris Paul, Zach Randolph, Vince Carter, Paul George, Gordon Hayward, Dwight Howard, Brooke Lopez, Isaiah Thomas, Dwayne Wade, Jeff Teague, Derrick Rose, Rajon Rondo, all have changed teams, but Austin Rivers is still a Clipper. What? Listen, I know that nepotism is real, but Doc Rivers at this point in time is sabotaging the Clippers. You trade away the best thing that you had ever in the history of the Clippers. Mind you, I get on Blake Griffin all the time. But the best thing that you had as a Clippers is Blake Griffin. There's nobody else in Clippers history that you could even consider putting a statue out in front of the Staples Center. I know he's injury prone. I know all of these things. However, that is all you have. Your fan base, you ripped a hole in their fan base's heart. It'd be different if you replaced it with something. Like, it would be different if you put something back, like if you traded away and got Paul George back. Okay, whatever. Okay, at least you gave me something back, something to hold on to, something to latch on to. But absolutely not. That is not what you did, Clippers. You absolutely destroyed him. And you sent the man to Detroit. Like, where's the love? I mean, you could at least send him to the Knicks. Somewhere. Damn. How on earth could a Clippers fans be happy that you traded Blake Griffin? How? Makes no sense. Like, and then you're going to trade away DeAndre Jordan too. You have nothing, nobody who's quote unquote loyal to the Clippers left. Nobody. Like, you literally have nothing left. Oh, man. Like, it's just devastating. Like, imagine, I tried to explain this to my son last night. Because he asked me, he was like, Dad, what's the big deal about this? He still got his contract, all this. I was like, okay, son, you play for a travel baseball team. Imagine your coach saying today, you know what, Damon, we're trading you to Minnesota today. You got to pick up and leave and go to Minnesota today. You can't take your school, can't take your friends, can't take anything. You got to go, son. He was like, that would kind of suck. He was like, so what if he says he won't play for him? I said, he's got two choices, play or retire. He said, does he get his money if he retires? I said, nope. He said, well, you got to go to Detroit. Got to go to Minnesota, Dad. Got to go to Detroit. He gets it, but he's like, that sucks. Like, the fact that you have no choice over it. And the Clippers are dirty for this. Absolutely dirty. They could have sent him anywhere. I mean, he probably would have better. I mean, Miami, New York. The man is used to being in LA, and he's the best thing that you have. Like, this is all that you have if you are the Clippers. I have faith in Jerry West. However, as a Clippers fan, like this, there is at no point in time can you be okay with this. The Clippers still have Lou Williams. The Clippers have Lou Williams and DeAndre Jordan until February 8th. Rewind. When I was on the Beast 980, I told Clippers fans, they got all upset with me. I said, you should trade away DeAndre Jordan. When DeAndre Jordan was coming up on free agency, they were like, no, you have to keep the big three together. Said you can't win a championship with this big three. Let trade away DeAndre Jordan because he's going to leave in the offseason. Guess what? I was right. He tried to leave. You guys had to hold him hostage to keep him. It doesn't even make sense. And how has Austin Rivers not been traded? Like, I could buy all this if you trade away Austin Rivers. But Doc Rivers is committed to letting everything go except for Austin Rivers. I get it. He's your kid. I wouldn't want to trade away my kid either. Your wife might get upset about that. But come on, man. Like, this is a total injustice to all Clippers fans. That Blake Griffin is gone. And it'd be different if they put Austin Rivers in the package. Put everybody in there. Put Austin Rivers in the package. Then you can sell this to Clippers fans. They'll buy it from you. But at the point in time that you don't put Austin Rivers in the package, everybody's out on you. They're like, oh, really? Oh, really? You trade everybody else. So 19 other big-time NBA players have been traded, but Austin Rivers is still a Clipper. Oh, my God. Listen, I can't be the only one who's thinking this. Like, I can't be the only one who's thinking it at all. I mean, damn, it's absolutely outrageous. Another thing that's outrageous is sports betting. Are you guys betting on the Super Bowl? Are you guys betting on sports? Or are you betting on the Super Bowl? Because guess what? Over $100 billion was bet on college sports and in the NFL, on college football and in the NFL in 2015. And it's way higher than that now. It's only going up. So, and there's going to be $4.6 billion bet on the Super Bowl this year. And my question to you is, only $137 million of that is going to be legal at sportsbooks and casinos. So imagine this. How much money are the taxes missing out on? Because I know everybody hates Trump. I know everybody doesn't want the tax cuts. I know all of this stuff. But how much money are we missing out on? A whole lot, right? A whole lot of money. Because when you look at these prop bets, are you like, what harm could sports betting do to the organizations? None. People are already betting on sports. People are already betting on sports. They're already betting $4.6 billion on the Super Bowl. So you making it illegal is not hurting the situation. I mean, making it illegal is not stopping it. It's not deterring it. So why on earth, why don't you legalize it? Makes no sense to me. It's just like weed. It's just like weed, just like alcohol, just like cigarettes. People are going to use it. And if people are going to use it, what do you need to do? You need to find a way to control it. You need to find a way to regulate it the way you can get the funds and the tax dollars from it. Because I like my tax dollars spent on paving roads. I want my taxes lowered. I want kids, whether they're in my neighborhood or not, to go to better schools. I want all of these things. So legalizing sports gambling is the smart and the most prudent thing to do. Being that you're not even collecting taxes on 5% of the money that's bet on the Super Bowl. You're not even collecting 5% of the money that's bet on the Super Bowl. And you expect me to think that that's a good idea? Nope. Nope. Absolutely not, buddy. Absolutely freaking not. Another thing that happened that I wanted to talk about is that why is it that I'm a person who, let me explain this. I'm a person who I like to think of myself as even-tempered, cool, all of these things. But when I get pissed off, I get like, it's not like a 2, it's like a 10. It's like a 10. And then people come at me like, oh, George, why'd you get so upset? George, you went too far. George. And I'm like, listen, man, I took and took and took. Now I got pissed off. So anyways, I'm just going to leave it at that. I was getting ready to go into something. But yeah, I digress. I digress. We won't even get into that. But what we will get into is Tom Brady. Tom Brady stopped an interview because somebody called his kid on their radio station, called his kid a little like crumb snatching twerp or whatever. And the question is, all right, so he's on a reality show. He's on a reality show. But then someone comments on your kid's behavior because you're on the reality show. Is that fair or foul? That's the question. Is it fair or foul? You have put yourself out there. You've put your kid on a reality show and somebody comments on your kid's behavior. Is that fair? Is that foul? Do you have a right to be upset about that? Because Tom Brady's pissed off about it. He's pissed off that somebody at a radio station, some like 26-year-old single without kids, commented on his kid's behavior. Said his kid was a little twerp, a little bad kid, basically. And he was pissed off about it. I agree that kids should be off limits. However, there is an element of when you open yourself up to reality television, you can't then try to monitor what people say about you, about your wife, about your family, all of these things, because you have then put it out there. I agree. I'd be upset about it too, but I'd be wrong in the situation too. That's just the truth. I'm not getting ready to sit up here because I'm a person who has, I've been offered shows. I have filmed teasers, all this stuff for shows, sizzle rules, full episodes, all of this thing, right? And I recognize that if I, just like the Kardashians, that if I put myself out there, I'm opening myself up a little bit. Example, my wife did a, Yahoo Family did an article on my wife about her being super successful in real estate, all of this. And they had a picture of me, the kids, my wife, we're all together, and we have a blended family. But so happens we all look alike. My wife is light skinned. Kids are kind of a year kind of all of us, right? And my question is, and so there were people in the comments that said stuff like, oh, these little nigglets, can't believe you have these little half-breed babies and all this stuff. My wife was super pissed off. I was upset about it too, but I'm like, there's an element of this that you have to expect because like because we were out there in that way. They did an article on us. And that you have people who are going to be keyboard gangsters that have created fake accounts from anonymous emails that send it, that make sure that their co-workers at work aren't going to see the racist, ridiculous, hateful stuff they say. And they're going to do that. So there's an element of that you do have to expect. But what I don't like Tom Brady for doing is he cut off an interview with people who didn't say it. With the kid who said it, me and him got to have some words. Like, you're allowed to comment on my family. You're allowed to comment on the show. You're allowed to comment on sports. You're allowed to comment on these things. But don't say derogatory things about my family and then expect me to come on here and talk to you. Not happening, Playboy. Not happening. It's different if you say my wife's dress is ugly. Different if you say my suit sucks. But like you're calling my kid, names? Yeah, nah. But on a side note, yeah, your kids should be better behaved though. You guys, thank you guys for joining me. Unafraid Show, Reister or Wrong, George Reister here. Make sure that you guys share the feed, like the feed, continue the conversation. We're here every single day. We are back on an everyday basis. Your boy was knocked out and sick and down last week, but we are going to get to it. We're going to bring the truth, bring the noise every single day till everybody listens, man, till we stop being sheep. Got something for y'all tomorrow. We're talking about the conservative sheep. The conservative sheep. I'm writing something about it too, because I get called a liberal. I get called a conservative. I get called all these things on a daily basis. The thing is, I'm just not a sheep. I'm an independent thinker. And under no circumstances are you going to tell me something and me just believe it's true. No, I'm going to question it. If you tell me you don't want politics in sports, I'm going to say, actually, no, you actually do like politics and everything. That's a lie. Stop listening to people that keep selling you this BS. Oh, I don't want politics in anything. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You like it in everything. They're actually selling you politics when they tell you that. Oh, God. I mean, stop falling for the trap, people. But we got that up for tomorrow as well. Yeah. So thank you guys for joining me. Catch you guys tomorrow. I appreciate it. Love you. Thanks for your time. Reister or Wrong, George Reister. Peace out.